Hello world and welcome to Elevated Intuition. Today we have a special thing going on. We have a quiz to figure out which character you are from the movie Elf. Have you ever wanted to know which character you are? Have you not really thought about it, but now that you've heard about it, you want to know which character you are? If your answer is no, I can already tell you that you are Buddy's dad, Walter. For the rest of us, though, let's take a look at some questions and we'll answer those with tarot cards, and at the end I will give you a full reading based on your answers to the questions. Also, this is part of an open collaboration with Discovering the Art of Living, so I will link down in the description the other videos. I think there should be a playlist for the Elf videos. So if you love the movie Elf, you can find a whole plethora of Elf videos with lots of wonderful creative people doing wonderful creative things. And I will link to Discovering the Art of Living because she is one of those wonderful people doing wonderful and creative things. So the way this is going to work is I will ask you 5 questions. And there are 4 possible answers. And this is much like, one of those Cosmo quizzes or a quiz from Facebook where you take to discover, anything like what rock star are you? What potato are you? Something like that. But today it's what character from Elf are you? So what you need to keep track of, and hopefully we can do this because there's only 5 questions, is how many questions you answer A, B, C, or D to. Okay, so I hope that we can accomplish this and make it easy. Normally I have piles out and you pick the pile and then I do the reading, but basically I'm going to let you pick your reading, so that's what we're going to do today. The first question I have for you is, which of these crystals is calling to you? Is it A, the Angel Aura Quartz because it's sparkly and pretty? B, the Sodalite because it inspires confidence and helps with anxiety? Is it C, the Pyrite because it's sparkly like gold? Or is it D, this is Tree Agate because it's earthy and stabilizing? What do you need most right now? Is it A, to go on a journey of self-discovery? B, to dance to the beat of your own drum and leave the judgment of others behind? C, to look at things from a fresh new perspective and gain insight for positive change? Or D, to seek out the advice of a wise teacher or realize that you are the wise teacher and be the sound, logical voice the world needs? So question 3, what's your sign? Are you a fire sign, extroverted, creative, and fun? And you don't have to pick your actual sign. You can just pick whichever is calling to you. But fire signs are Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. Are you B, air sign, who is a great communicator, intelligent, and adventurous? These are the Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra. Are you C, an earth sign, practical, stubborn, but reliable? These are the Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. Or are you D, a water sign, who are sensitive, private, and emotional? And these are the Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio. Question 4. What is your biggest weakness? A, you love and trust too much. You have been a little naive, and possibly you eat too much sugar. Are you B, the moon, fear, anxiety, lack some self-confidence, and you don't know your own power? Are you C, a little self-absorbed and materialistic at times, and you don't trust in others? Are you D, a little bit of a loner, stoic, and you go too long with secrets? Question number 5, what is your greatest strength? Are you exceedingly enthusiastic? That's A. B, are you a star? You exude hope and joy. C, you're stable and structured. Or D, you're dependable, you love to build things, and you have a high level of detail in your work. All right, everyone. How many A's, B's, C's, and D's did you have? And I will reveal who's A, B, C, and D here in a moment, and we will do a quick reading of each. Congratulations, pile A's. If you got mostly A's, you are Buddy. And I think you knew that when over here I was talking about eating mostly sugar. First of all, the advice that I have is don't do that. Sprinkle in some vegetables here. In the movie, Buddy talks about his 4 food groups, which is candy canes, candy corns, syrup, and I don't remember what the 4th one was, but I think it was something else to do with sugar. Buddy goes on a journey of self-discovery, and the first card that represents him and you, if you picked these answers, is the Fool. So jumping in, being enthusiastic about where you're going, you kind of have like this end goal, or you have this spark of this idea, and this fire sign is also about passion and ideas and just jumping in and following those. But you have this idea and you just jump in and go for it. You're not worried about the details. You're not a details person. You're just gonna figure things out as you go. You're not planning anything. You are trusting your future self with future problems. You're enthusiastic, optimistic, and creative. Probably impatient, but that's why exciting opportunities come to you. You allow creativity to soar. I mean, and you think about the movie and Buddy, he was exceedingly creative, and he just would completely excited about Christmas, and created all those decorations. And he does things to fuel his passion, and he actually does finish what he starts. Okay, he sets out on this journey and he makes it happen. So the Lovers, he absolutely loves everybody that he meets. He's completely enthusiastic about everything, but that is almost to a fault, because, you know, that could get you into some trouble if you trust people that don't deserve to be trusted. So that would be the only thing that, other than the sugar thing, that would be an issue for Buddy. And the sun for Buddy, a time of great joy and success, brilliant epiphanies that lead to magical opportunities. And in the end of the movie, he ends up writing his own book and saving his father's. His father does his own publishing thing. You know, definitely riding off into the sunset here, being triumphant. And everything isn't just rosy. Everything isn't perfect. I mean, he didn't plan things. There were bumps in the road. He got arrested because he didn't know what was going on, but he dealt with it and got some help from his friends. He has some beautiful friends that are coming up next. So congratulations if you picked Buddy. You are just a really great and fun-loving person. Hello, Group B's. If you picked mostly B's, you are Jovi from the movie The Elf. So first off, we have this judgment card. And when we meet Jovi, she is really shy, but she's very talented, but she doesn't want to sing for others. She ends up overcoming that and becoming the star here at the end. But to begin with, she's just is like, why doesn't she want to sing for others? And when she is singing in the shower and she realizes Buddy can hear her and he's singing with her, she is just, I mean, this judgment comes out. She's feeling like people are judging her, but she gets over it and really discovers herself, and really, with Buddy being so enthusiastic, puts herself out there, and she's enthusiastic too. Okay, if you're like Jovi, you're decisive, focused. I don't know so much about driven, but before she met she met Buddy, I don't think she was as decisive as after. I think she got kind of like this glimpse of his enthusiasm. So I want you to as well, like if you are feeling like you're an introvert and you don't know how to express yourself or raise your voice. I mean, she basically is one of the people who saves Christmas because she gets up and sings in front of everybody and she gets everybody to sing with her. So she is becomes like, well, and when Buddy asks her out, I mean, she accepts right away and just has a really good time with him, just letting all of her anxiety, and let's talk about that, anxiety go. And that's why the moon is here, because this is really about, you know, she didn't know how people were going to react when she would sing and let her voice out there. And she was a little anxious about that and that's what the moon is, anxiety. But she did it anyway and became the star because she has, and just like you have a great voice and hope, and you're a dreamer and dreams come true. And things will work out for you if you raise your voice and become the star and let everybody know who you are, because you have something beautiful to say. And once you let go of other people's judgment and follow your own path, that's when, you know, and it's not going to be easy. It wasn't easy for her. She didn't have as hard a time as Buddy did though, but it's still not easy. And she became the star in the end, the light at the end of the tunnel. So thank you, Group Bs. I hope you are happy that you chose Jovi. This is a really great energy, and she was a really fun character. Hello, Group Cs. If you picked mostly Cs, you're Walter, Buddy's dad. So this is talking about... Now, he makes an excellent change in the movie, but he has some really great qualities as well. He was very, very focused on making money. And, you know, of course, he was just this ego, this like really focused on himself. And it took somebody coming into his life and giving him a little bit of like a glimpse of the way things could be different. But you know, he is very stable person, and this energy is absolutely needed because without him, Buddy would have been in a lot of trouble. He came in and he bailed Buddy out of jail. He got Buddy on the right path. And then at the end, he comes through and he's a hero and really helps to get the Christmas spirit going. So it's not all bad for Walter. Walter is actually a very dynamic character. And the first step in that is realizing that you need to take a different perspective and look at things in a different way. And that maybe what you're doing is, yeah, you're stable and you've got a great job, but really, is your job everything? Is it everything? And it wasn't for Walter. And he realized that he needed to inject some love and he needed to make changes. And this is the ego, is illusion of being trapped. And he felt like he was trapped in his job, and he did a lot of things that with his job that really weren't that great. Like he put it first. His youngest son felt like, Michael, I believe, felt like he put his job before that. But Walter felt like he had to, like he had no choice. And the ego is about realizing, like both of these, this ego and the hangman is looking things at a different perspective and making that change to be this really great and stable father figure that, okay, I'm not going to be touchy-feely. I'm not going to be like huggy all the time, maybe on Christmas, but I am the stable force. I create these beautiful things around me so that other people can also be grounded, because that is what Buddy needed. He needed some ground, he needed to be grounded a little bit, because he was a little crazy, and in a good way, but also like in a way that really isn't, functional for the world. And that's why he needed his father when he was going to when Buddy was going to go from being an elf to come down into be with humans. He needs his father to be that stabilizing force, and you are that stabilizing force for others. And it's just realizing that, and that money isn't everything, and that you can use this power that you have, this planning, and like you're definitely a great planner, and you get things done, you make things happen, and you can use those you can just shift it a little bit, make a shift, and use it for positive things. So thank you, Group C. I hope you're not disappointed that you're with Walter, because he actually is an excellent character. He does some really amazing things, and he's the one who goes out on his own and at the end, gets Buddy's story published. And I put Walter here in the plant that's a little bit different, because everybody else was like exceedingly Christmas spirit, and Walter was a little bah humbug, but that's okay. We love him anyway. Thank you, Group C. Hello, Group D. If you picked mostly D's, you are Papa Elf. So Papa Elf is a really great character. You and he are teachers. You are, at the top of your game, and maybe you don't feel like that. And what's great about great teachers is that they are always learning. Like, they learn new things, and they teach people new things as well. So with the water here, Queen of Water, I really feel like Papa Elf is somebody who is just loving and compassionate and very nurturing. And I always say, like, yes, Papa Elf, Queen of Water, these cards are not necessarily gender specific, but he really does embody this Queen of Water, because he, like I said, nurturing, self-sacrificing. He sacrificed a lot to be Buddy's dad, and he also sacrifices a lot as an elf. He does a lot of work and thinks about other people all of the time. And this also talks about forgetting to take care of yourself. So that's one thing that you may need some self-care, and make sure that you take care of yourself as well, because you're probably an old soul and so giving to other people that you forget to do that. So the weakness here, the Hermit, just being in solitude. He kept a secret for a long time, and I don't know why he did that. Maybe because he was afraid of what other people would think, or say, because he cared so much that he didn't want to hurt and upset people. So just make sure that you're living, with truth and honesty. And with Buddy, it didn't really matter. He was fine with that. He was happy with that. And he was happy that Papa Elf was Papa Elf. And finally, this Three of Earth. Finally, this Three of Earth is about, just building things. And he was an excellent builder. And he was an amazing craftsperson. And he had so much attention to detail. So if you picked D, these are the qualities you basically picked your own rating and the qualities that you exude. This nurturing, this building, which is a great combination of the water and earth. It's just, be careful. And you know what, the other thing is too, when we're talking about him being a hermit, he had just, he didn't have any children of his own, and he decided to branch out and to adopt Buddy. And he was actually a really great father. He was so nurturing, and he was like the best father that anybody could hope for. So it's really wonderful that he, even though he was so kind of like introverted, that he put himself out there in that way. So that's the reading that I have here for Papa Elf, Group D. Excellent character, excellent old soul person that you are, and people really love the things that you build, and they love your advice, and they love how nurturing you are. Just make sure that you take care of yourself as well. Thank you, Group D.